Yes, Honorable Bhagwan.
Yeah. 230. Yeah. But, Madam Speaker, in respect to part A of the question, I am informed that no license has been issued recently to SMS Pariaz Limited to operate at Champ de Mars. SMS Pariaz Limited is the holder of a bookmaker license since 18th August 2008 under Section 44(4) of the Gambling Regulatory Authority Act. Under this license, the company is authorized to conduct fixed odds betting on local races through remote communication via SMS only at such place outside the racecourse as may be approved. Operators offering betting through remote communication have to provide facility centers as part of their conditions of license to allow their clients to manage their accounts. This comprises opening and closing accounts, making deposits, and effecting withdrawals. No betting activities are possible or authorized in these facility centers. I am informed that SMS Pariaz Limited has 20 such facility centers around the island, including one at Champ de Mars, and it has paid the fees as prescribed under the third schedule of the Gambling Regulatory Authority Act. Madam Speaker, in reply to part A1 of the question, I presume that the Honourable Member is referring to the dispute between the Mauritius Turf Club and the SMS Pariaz Limited regarding the dues and charges claimed by the former, and not on the issue of license or permit as stated by the Honourable Member. The contention between the Mauritius Turf Club and the SMS Pariaz Limited relates A, to the charge of 4.5% on its weekly turnover, which the Mauritius Turf Club has been imposing upon SMS Pariaz Limited since 2014, and B, the sum of 5.9 million rupees, which the Mauritius Turf Club is claiming as unpaid dues from SMS Pariaz Limited for the racing season of 2016. Whilst for the racing seasons of 2014 and 2015, SMS Pariaz Limited paid its dues, albeit under protest, to the Mauritius Turf Club on the basis of 4.5% on its weekly turnover. In 2016, it paid its charges on the basis of 3.75% on its weekly turnover, that is, on the same rate as paid by the off-course bookmakers. The 5.9 million rupees that the Mauritius Turf Club is claiming represents the difference of 0.75% of the weekly turnover for 2016. In 2017, the Mauritius Turf Club maintained the charge of 4.5% of the weekly turnover, and in addition claimed the 5.9 million rupees supposedly owed to the club, whereas SMS Pariaz Limited maintained its stand and refused to pay either. The charge of 4.5% on its weekly turnover and the dues of 5.9 million rupees are deemed as unfair and excessive by SMS Pariaz Limited, which has objected thereto. SMS Pariaz referred the matter to the Supreme Court, which ruled on the 17th of March 2017 that the Gambling Regulatory Authority had the statutory powers to act in this case. Thereafter, on the 21st of March 2017, taking into account the ruling of the Supreme Court and in view of the fact that the 2017 racing season was to start on 28th of March 2017, the Gambling Regulatory Authority, under the powers vested upon it under Section 100 of the Incumbent Act, issued a directive to the Mauritius Turf Club to the effect and I quote, pending a holistic review of the terms and conditions under which charges are paid pursuant to contracts under Section 33(1) of the Act, the Mauritius Turf Club shall ensure that a charge payable by a bookmaker licensed under Section 44(4) of the Act is aligned with a similar charge payable by a bookmaker licensed under Section 44(2)(b) of the Act. As such, the directive required the Mauritius Turf Club to apply the same charges for similar category of operators, in this case, off-course bookmakers, until a complete review is carried out. This stance of the Gambling Regulatory Authority is justified as further complaints have been received from bookmakers and totalizators as regards the charges imposed by the Mauritius Turf Club. To address this issue, the Gambling Regulatory Authority is commissioning an independent report on the charges imposed by the Mauritius Turf Club. The purpose of this exercise is to assess the fairness and reasonableness.
Honourable Prime Minister, can I just interrupt you? Not to go too much into the details of it, but to come strictly to the questions, please.
Well, I will just not answer part of the question, and I will go straight to, if that is the wish of the chair. Let me say that, therefore, I will skip all this. Let me go straight then to the information that has been sought by the honourable member with regard to part A2 of the question, which is already available at the Registrar of Companies, who is the repository of such information. The company has only one shareholder, who is Mr. Tandarayan Pazani, and the directors are Mr. Chan Kin George Kiansu, Mr. David Jean Yannick Vivian, Mr. Dindyal Mahendranath, Mrs. Juste Marie Miriela, Mr. Lee Kam Chung Lee Cheng Hok, and Mr. Uchit Kamleshwar Singh. In respect to part B of the question, with regards to SMS Pariaz Limited, controls on its betting outlets are exercised by the Gambling Regulatory Authority, the Mauritius Revenue Authority, and the Police des Jeux. SMS Pariaz Limited has no betting outlets as regards horse racing. Madam Speaker, as I mentioned earlier, and at the risk of repeating myself, no betting activities are possible or authorized in the facility centers owned by SMS Pariaz Limited. In addition, the same rules and conditions apply for SMS Pariaz Limited as regards betting outlets operated by other owners, namely, 1. In line with existing rules and conditions, minors are not allowed to bet. 2. The operator is connected to the GRA betting control system, which is located at the Mauritius Revenue Authority, and where any suspicious or doubtful transactions are immediately queried. 3. A series of conditions has to be followed when...
Sorry, Honourable Anyanya, you are interrupting from a sitting position. Please stand up and tell me what you have to say. If you got a point of order, you raise your point of order.
It's not taking too much time for this question.
But look,
it's a very long question. You can table it.
Honourable Anyanya, allow me to tell you that it's for the chair to rule out. If the question asked is not replied, then it's the responsibility of the chair to see to it that the ministers at least is given time to reply to his question. When he was being too long, I have interrupted him. Now it's not for you to decide. It's for the chair to decide as to whether the reply is long or not. Yes, Honourable Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, the honourable member should read part B of the question. If any control is exercised, this is what I'm replying.
Please
so you listen again. You listen again. I will repeat again. In addition, the same rules and condition applies to SMS Pariaz Limited, in case you haven't heard, as regards betting outlets operated by other owners, namely 1, in line with existing rules and conditions, minors are not allowed to bet. 2, the operator is connected to the GRA betting control system, which is located at the Mauritius Revenue Authority, and where any suspicious or doubtful transactions are immediately queried. 3, a series of conditions has to be followed when opening an account with SMS Pariaz Limited. The applicant is required to fill and sign a registration form, make a minimum deposit of 10 rupees, submit his ID card or passport, and provide a SIM card which is registered in his own name and which must be his primary SIM. Regular inspections are carried out by the Gambling Regulatory Authority. The inspectors of the authority conduct inspections of the facility centers and 1 principal place of business and 9 outlets as regards football betting on a fortnightly basis. The purpose of these inspections is to ensure compliance to the conditions of the license and provisions of the Incumbent Act. When irregularities are noted, disciplinary actions are initiated, as prescribed under Section 99 of the GRA Act, and the police des jeux carries out regular inspections and surveys of the facility centers as well as the betting outlets on a regular basis and establishes contravention as when required. And a responsible gambling framework has been introduced by the GRA to sensitize the general public on the dangers and hazards of gambling in general. The framework is also intended to address the issue of punters displaying obsessive gambling behavior. In addition, the responsible gaming framework is based on the commitment of the Gambling Regulatory Authority and its licensees to the guiding value of ethical and responsible behavior as regards gambling. The authority has also invited all football operators to register their employees and have until 31st of July 2017 to comply. As from 1st August 2017, all football bookmaker clerks must hold a registration card from the Gambling Regulatory Authority. In the event a bookmaker clerk is caught not wearing his registration card, it would constitute a breach of the provisions of the Act and will entail disciplinary action against the licensee.
Honourable members, I will just draw your attention, since there are protests on this side of the House also, that members should not send questions of excessive length, and that now wait, what is it? Just wait. Order, I said. I am on my feet, please. I have said that members should not send questions of excessive length, and I remind the ministers through the civil servants as well that they don't give to their ministers replies of excessive length as well. Yes, Honourable Bhagwan.
Madam Speaker, now it is clear. All the names given by the Prime Minister are the prétendants. We all know the incestuous relationship between the owner of SMS Pariaz, Mr. Lee Shim, and the chairperson of the GRA, who was an ex-candidate of the MSM. I'm asking my question.
Honourable Bhagwan, you are tabling your paper, right? Because if you make allegations, then you should be able to.
The chairperson of the GRA, Mr. Gulbul, was a candidate of the MSM. Can I ask the Prime Minister whether he has been able to see whether there has not been a case of conflict of interest between the chairperson of the GRA, who is a close friend of Mr. Lee Shim, has he himself, while discussing the whole issue, has been the lawyer and tabling of the SMS Pariaz in a case before the Supreme Court and tabled the document. dated in the matter SMS Pariaz versus the Commissioner of Police, and here I see Mr. Gulbul was representing Mr. Lee Shim, and we all know Mr. Lee Shim. I'm finished. No, I'm done here.
No,
Soleil.
please, table look. Yes.
What nonsense this honourable member is saying. I'll get a Jai Ganesh.
Honourable Bhagwan, no provocation, please. Order. Honourable Prime Minister, please cool down. I suspend the sitting. Honourable Bhagwan, please. On this item of the House, please. Now, if you continue with this, I'll have to suspend the session. If you want this, then we'll have to suspend the session. Okay? Yes. We've already run out of time on another supplementary question.
I haven't replied because we are talking about I'll get protégé sous là pour qu'on dise l'auto, pas honte. The honourable member is making allegations with regard to, I have given the names. Madam Speaker, how would I know who are these people? He's saying that they are pregnant. If you know, give the information. Be precise. Don't come and say they are pregnant. I can also say such things with regard to him. So, and then with regard to the conflict of interest, I will look into I haven't taken cognizance of the document that has been tabled in this House. I will look into it.
Yes, Honourable Bhagwan.
I know from the Prime Minister, there was previously in the Commission of Inquiry report on horse racing, mention was made about the connection of the servers, the bookmaker to the server, and SMS Pariaz didn't was connected to the main server. Can I know from the Prime Minister whether now SMS Pariaz is connected to the main server of the GRA?
Where is this report which has concluded that it is not connected to whatever? Where is it? I'm saying, well, about what? Horse racing?
No, Honourable Bhagwan.
Madam Speaker, let me say, the honourable member asked a question about SMS Pariaz, whether it is operating its Champ de Mars. I have replied, I have said that it is not operating at Champ de Mars with regard to the issue that has been raised, because it operates a system where you bet by SMS. And the office that it has at Champ de Mars does not accept people to come and gamble and to bet with cash or whatever, in whatever way. So I don't understand why now he's bringing other things which are not related to this.
In the Commission of Inquiry report, which have been tabled here, and mention was made that SMS Pariaz didn't pay, and even in the report it is mentioned that the SMS Pariaz was not connected to the main server, and the Minister of Prime Minister was Minister of Finance then when he replied the PQ and the VMSM Travail's government.
Let me say, Madam Speaker, also to remind the honourable member that what the conditions that apply to SMS Pariaz, same conditions apply to Bet Online and Book Systems Limited, which were licensed in 2002 under Section 44(4) of the GRA Act to conduct fixed odds betting on local races through remote communications via telephone only. And you know who was the Minister of Finance then? Honourable Paul Raymond Béranger.
Order! No provocation, please. Order, please. Order! No provocation, please. Okay, you want me to suspend the session? Honorable Bhagwan, do you want me to suspend the session? I've said no provocative remarks. Please, let's have discipline in the House. Okay? Let's have discipline in the House. I can't. Time is over. Order, please. Order. No provocative remarks on this side as well. Order.